Welcome. How was your weekend? Join us in another Jenny Live. Hope you're having an amazing day, evening, afternoon, wherever it is you are. If you're about to go to sleep, then just wait a bit, okay? Join us, guys, on MiamiTV.com if you want to interact with us live. The other chat that I'm going to be looking at is the YouTube chat. If you guys are on Facebook, then I can't have that many chats open, so just the Miami TV and the YouTube Miami TV, okay? Bienvenidos, amigos, ¿cómo estamos? Estamos en vivo, en directo nuevamente con otro Jenny Live. Espero de que estén teniendo una maravillosa noche. Únanse a nosotros a miamitv.com si quieren interactuar en vivo con nosotros. Ya me mareé. En vivo con nosotros en Miami TV. Tenemos el chat abierto. El otro chat que vamos a estar leyendo va a ser el de YouTube. Así que si están por ahí, quieren interactuar, de qué quieren hablar. Espero que hayan disfrutado el programa de Josie hace un rato. Estaban hablando a las 5 de la tarde. Creo que era sobre traumas sexuales. Va, muy interesante, muy interesante. Mañana nuevamente a las 5 estará con ustedes. Y le fue muy bien hasta con el inglés, ¿eh? Me siento muy orgullosa. Muy buen trabajo, Josie. Bueno, bienvenidos. Entonces, si tienen algún tema en particular el cual quieran tratar, pueden darlo en el chat, ya lo saben. Y si no, yo les voy a ir, por supuesto, con mis temas, que me gustaría darles tips, ¿no? En inglés, en español sería como... ideas, no, como puntos, para que sepan cuándo alguien les está por traspasar energía negativa. Creo que es algo importante. Hay muchos puntos a ver en las personas, pero antes de eso voy a responder esta pregunta. Hello again. Hi, David, Chris. Welcome, Manta, James. Welcome, guys. What's up? Okay, for some reason, bueno, parece que no estamos en vivo en YouTube, así que no tengo chat. Aviso. Sí estamos, ahí estamos. Yeah, there we are. So it always takes a bit for you guys to be here. Beso grande, Luis Cubano, para ti. Bendiciones. Hi, Luis, Jerry, Zendo, Eric, Ernest. I'm only going to take the first couple of people, okay? Just letting you know. If not, the whole show is going to be about me saying hi to everybody. Jose and Frederick, that's it. First 10. Welcome, guys. All right, if you want to talk about something in particular, please go ahead and let me know. Our chats are open. I'm going to go ahead and answer an email, a short one that actually leads to the topic of today, which I want to give you guys a heads up in how to check, how to know if somebody is influenced by negativity, especially in especially when it has to do with sex, which, as we all know, is the #1 transfer of energy that you can have with somebody. I mean, you can transfer energy from just looking at each other in your eyes. You could be transferring energy through talking, through kissing. We know, we've been talking about this forever. When it comes to energies, any kind of physical contact basically just unites both energies. So how do you know when somebody's negative? How do you know if their intentions are pure? Hola, bienvenidos. Estoy loquito por ti, gracias, loquito. No había una canción que decía eso. And the question says, hi, Jenny. Since when people have sex, they exchange energies. This is from James. Thank you, James. Doesn't that mean that not only positive energy, but negative energy can be passed around? Of course, it's like a virus, you guys. So isn't it wise to be protective of our energy and look for a positive mental and spiritual connection with a sexual partner and not just a casual pleasure connection? Oh, thanks. That was a good question. Yeah, absolutely. So I feel like we've always said that the reason why the world is the way that it is today is mainly because people are unaware of the strength of energy that they're sharing with others. So there's such lack of information when it comes to these topics that even in the sense of Tantra is very popular nowadays. It's becoming more and more popular. Even in Tulum, there's even a whole place called Tantra. It's a restaurant, and I think there's some kind of hotel called Tantra. And it has nothing to do with Tantra. It's just because the name is popular today, and it's just a thing that people want to learn, apparently, then yeah, Tantra. But they still lack in teaching others the whole topic of transferring energies and positive and negatives. I mean, this is something that doesn't even fall into Tantra. It just falls into the universal information of what, of good and evil, basically. And this is like the yin and yang of life, right? I mean, there's positive and negative, and that is how this planet and the universe is made. And it's just, so we have to pick a choice and decide which one we're going to be a part of. It's really that simple. So it's like you're picking your side, right? And there's this constant battle of both of these energies, sorry. So most people get carried away by mundane feelings, right? Where it's so easy, I think especially today, to be lured into something that is being sold as positive, right? Meaning like you might meet someone and they might seem like the most precious person in the world. Everything is so perfect about them. And then it takes a couple of months being together for you to actually realize that what this person is dealing with, their demons, their skeletons in the closet, you know, things that they're carrying that, of course, nobody's going to bring about on a first date. Because let's be honest, if all of us were to go on first dates and just put out on the table all the things that we've been through or all the things that have happened in your life, you would probably just push them away right away. I forgot to turn this on. Okay. You would push them away right away. So no, everybody likes to have a good first impression on somebody else because you're looking for a relationship. So it's actually super important to get to know as much as you can about somebody and about their past, because that is what's going to give you the feedback of what you have to deal with for later on in the relationship. What good is it if you're just going to be together maybe for a couple of months, and then later on when the real person comes out, it's like, there goes another relationship, because you're not ready to deal with it. Your energy is not strong enough to deal with that person's karma, right? So don't be shy, don't be ashamed of asking people about their past, of asking them about their traumas. I mean, almost like it's like you're doing an interview, but for the most part, of course, we're going back to the topic, which is sex. Yes, negativity can be passed around. So if you're one of those people that have had those white night stands, or you like every now and then to go and just be free sexually, okay, no judging, you know, do whatever you want. How do you know if the person that you're about to interact with and share your energy with has negative energy? Like, how can you tell? And especially, well, not especially, sorry, for women and men, there are actual physical characteristics that you can look at that will tell you specifically if that person's intentions are good or not, or if they're connected to the right energy, believe it or not. And I'm going to go with it in just a few minutes. I'm going to go in Spanish. So if you've had any experiences, let me know. Bueno, chicos, hablando un poquito, me encantaría. Saludos, Uruguay. ¿Cómo estamos? Jenny transferring positive energy to us. Yay. Saludos, Miki. Hola. Welcome, welcome. Vamos a hablar un poquito de las energías, ¿ok? Como saben, mi tema favorito. This is my favorite topic, you guys. You know that. Positive energy, sexual energy, definitely. Jenny, ya que las personas están haciendo un intercambio sexual de energías cuando existe algo interactivo físico, ¿no significa de que entonces no solamente traspasamos lo positivo, sino también lo negativo? Pregunta James. Entonces, ¿no sería más inteligente quizás estar viendo a proteger nuestra energía para no cometer errores? Tener, look for a positive mental, sino buscar buscar la energía en la otra persona que sea positivamente, mentalmente positiva, espiritual, y no solamente una conexión placentera. Y absolutamente, a ver, las energías es algo de que se traspasa constantemente solamente por existir. Tú existiendo en este momento estás moviendo algo, porque si no estarías muerto, okay? Guys, remember that your energy, so you're constantly radiating some kind of energy, good or bad. If you're not radiating energy, you're dead. Okay, so that's impossible. Entonces, si piensas de que no, yo no creo en eso de las energías, eso no es para mí, bla, bla, no, al contrario. Estarías muerto si no tuvieras energía, así que empecemos a entender eso. Y luego es entender de que existen dos energías en el mundo y en el universo, que es positiva y negativa. Así como el gran símbolo, mi favorito y el que he hecho aquí en el hotel en la piscina, que es el yin y yang, porque en toda negatividad existe una luz, y en toda luz existe algún tipo de negatividad. Es como el balance perfecto de que los dos hacen falta para que exista ese balance en que nosotros tengamos el libre albedrío para poder tomar decisiones, pero sin influencias exteriores. Hoy en día, lamentablemente, hay muchas influencias exteriores, entonces es mucho más fácil caer en, como le dicen, en la tentación, ¿no? Que tomar decisiones correctas. Entonces, todo lo que tenga que ver con diversión, normalmente, lamentablemente, te lleva a tomar caminos equivocados, porque son momentos de placer esporádicos que no te van a dejar absolutamente nada positivo para el resto de tu vida, aunque tú digas que fue muy divertido. Entonces, ¿cómo identificamos en las personas cuando las personas están conectadas hacia una energía negativa? Primero que todo, tenés que hacer una súper entrevista cuando conoces a alguien. Y si la persona se asusta, No te asustes que la espantaste, porque si la espantaste es porque no era para ti. A ver, una persona con conciencia que realmente quiera tener una relación sana, o sea, saludable, positiva, no tendría problema en que preguntes lo más íntimo posible, porque para comenzar, en una relación no debería haber nada oculto. Tiene que haber una comunicación tal cual. Y si tú vas a dedicar tiempo valioso de tu vida en otra persona, pues qué mejor que saber lo máximo que puedas desde un inicio. Y no por eso significa de que la persona no tenga arreglo o sea, tampoco que juzgues desde el principio, sino saber, bueno, a ver, si me meto con esta persona, lo cual me cayó súper bien o te enamoraste a primera vista, saber de que si tiene una mochila, esa mochila es algo de que tú vas a tener que trabajar porque va a venir de ti el esfuerzo y de la otra persona. Tiene que ser un trabajo en conjunto, en decir, vamos a estar en esto juntos, vamos a trabajar en mejorarnos espiritualmente, energéticamente, financieramente, y el otro es el amor, dinero y la salud, y en salud para progresar como familia, ¿no? Pero normalmente las personas cuando se conocen no tienden a preguntarse tantas cosas, ni preguntan con cuántas personas has estado, ni cuáles son tus relaciones anteriores, si tienes traumas, ¿no? O si tienes traumas de niño. Estamos hablando de tu vida, estamos hablando de tu tiempo, estamos hablando de algo que no vas a poder recuperar de nuevo. Entonces, que no te dé pena preguntar a derecho viejo, como dicen en Uruguay, que no te dé pena en preguntar hasta lo más íntimo posible para pues tomar una decisión y decir, no, mi tiempo vale, pues si lo voy a dedicar a alguien, por lo menos saber en qué te estás metiendo, ¿no? Porque todos, absolutamente todos hoy en día tienen algún tipo de energías que vienen cargando, karmas, como le quieran llamar. Y si tú ilusionadamente te metes en una relación pensando de que puedes cambiar a la persona, eso también es un error, porque no es tu decisión cambiar a la persona tiene que querer cambiar contigo y estar involucrada en ese proceso. De lo contrario, tú vas a estar constantemente luchando y luchando con tu energía para que esa persona cambie y simplemente es como una energía encontrada, ¿no? Donde simplemente te vas a desgastar y va a terminar absorbiendo tu energía positiva y ahí después de unos meses, pues ya cuando realmente conoces el esqueleto de la persona, pues termina siendo de que no es para ti. Entonces dices, wow, esos meses no los puedo volver a tener. O sea, ¿cómo hago para ir para atrás? O no, mira con quién me metí, miren qué lío de persona. Resulta que al principio todo el mundo en la primera cita o en los primeros meses son impecables. Todas las personas que conozcas van a ser su mejor versión. Pero ¿qué pasa? Si no están dispuestos a trabajar en su mejor versión contigo, pues entonces también no es algo que tú quieres involucrarte, porque en ese caso lo que estás haciendo es atrasándote. Como dije, no puedes forzar el cambio en alguien, tienen que quererlo. Estamos al aire, chicos. Good evening, everyone. Hi, hi. Not laying everything out on the first date explains a lot on my end. Huh. No, 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 no. Do not lay out everything on the first date. I'm saying if you ask or if you are asking the person, but I don't want you to like go on a first date and be like, hi, my name is so-and-so. I've been through this, and the person's just going to be like, okay, goodbye. I'm talking about like you very gently starting up a conversation of saying, I mean, especially if you're a certain age, I mean, you don't have time to waste. Time is something precious that you're never going to get back. So do you really want to be slight on your questioning and your conversations? And then maybe 6 months after or 4 months after you realize this is not the person for you because they have so many traumas that they're especially not even ready to deal with, but you're dealing with them because it's what makes that person who they are today. So if I'm not saying turn somebody down if they have karma, because let's be honest, everybody has karma. It's just nature of today. Everybody's made mistakes. Everybody has things to deal with. But the important thing is to know this when you're really starting to see somebody as a potential candidate for a couple, as something serious, then you want to make sure that you both aren't wasting time, because you know what mainly happens? People get into relationships thinking that I'm going to change him or I'm going to change her, but they don't talk about it. So you're putting in all of this energy, all of your positive energy to try to change the person that you're with, but it's not going to go anywhere and it's never going to happen because there's no interest on the other side. So you can't be like going against the current. So if you get into a relationship with somebody that has divorces, that has, traumas, then say, okay, well, have you gotten over them? Are you, do you feel like they affect your everyday life today? And it's a safe question, I think, to say, right? Because you're going to be living with this person. So I would like to know if I'm, married to a nut job. I kind of am, but it's a good nut job. We're both nut jobs, and it works perfectly. But you want to make sure that that you're compatible in that sense, and you say, okay, well, we both have these situations that we've been through, and are you willing to work to become better? So then it's a team. It's almost like if you were, if we interview people for jobs, why wouldn't you interview somebody for the most important job of your life, which is your partner? I think maybe the veil just needs to come off and just stop being so fake, or don't allow people to be fake on your face, where they're putting up this Prince Charming face or this princess face that everything's perfect. Ooh, I go to church on Sundays, and not that that says anything, but so it's just something of, I think if you come out straight with how things really are, if the other person is scared, then it's definitely not somebody you want to deal with in the future. If you're getting involved with somebody, this is teamwork. This is you growing together, building a family, building a future, and progressing together. So if there's no interest in one, to progress, but you have it, then you're going to be fighting for the rest of your life to trying to get something from that person that it's just never going to happen. And your life is short. Our life is super short, you guys. So yeah, just try to spend it with people that really appreciate you and value you. Okay, we totally went off topic, but it was good. First date difficult, just dig I can't say that word, subtly. No, can't say it. For a few dates before you make your mind up. Absolutely. It's so easy to, to just get carried away by a pretty face or somebody that looks like they have everything together. But like we said, right? Nobody is going to show you their true selves in even the first couple of months. How do you really know someone when you're dating them? You only know them for that couple of hours that you're with them a week. That's it. Now, when you really, really get to know someone is when you live with them, because then you know their customs, and that's where the traumas come out. That's where the negativity comes out of seeing things that you might not like or be okay with, and you have to go ahead and maybe say, okay, well, should I just ignore this or address it? And even with the sense of like customs, things that we've been taught to do since we're kids, like making your bed or brushing your teeth, or silly things like that might actually really make you uncomfortable once you get to live with somebody and you say, why are you so dirty? You don't brush your teeth, or you don't shower. Believe it or not, there's people that don't shower. My brother was one of them. He went through the stage of like just saying, I don't believe in anything, and just not showering for like months. And he's like, I love my smell of manhoodly. And I would look at my sister-in-law and be like, are you serious? Like, how could you sleep in the same bed? And she got to the point where she was like, I don't know. It's kind of a manly smell. It's not that bad. I couldn't even be near him. So anyway, people go through phases, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's important. It's important to really just try to know at least knowing about sexual energy, and knowing that's going back to the topic. We've talked about this for so many years, and you are knowledgeable of this information. So if you know that sexual energy in an aggressive way or a promiscuous way is something that carries along with the person later on, of course, bringing a lot of maybe health situations or just overall traumas, or the personality of the person, then this is something that you need to know. So asking how many partners the person has had should not be prohibited. Asking if they've had any abuse should not be prohibited. And then you really have to just level out and say, well, is this a good person? Because remember that everybody is a good person. It's just some people have gotten to that line life where they're so deep into negativity that they just forgot who they are. So if you really choose this person and you feel like there's this chemistry, are you willing to put in that effort, right, to try to fix them, or to try to not fix them, but reverse them, because that's really what you do. That's what love does, right? It reverses you back to your purity. But if there isn't the reciprocity, right, of wanting to change and saying, I'm going to put all of my effort into becoming the person that makes you happy, and because it also is better for me, you're going to have a better health, you're going to have a better life, a better future, then amazing, go for it. So that's why I said, like, don't judge just because of an answer. Like, really just take your time, but definitely knowing if there's so many people that will just say, I don't believe in this stuff, my mind is perfect. I have somebody in my family particularly that is like that he has a lot of traumas, and he's the most perfect person in the world. Nobody can help him because he has all the answers. So if this is somebody that you meet a woman or a man like this, that they think that they know it all, then that's going to be an impossible case. No matter how good of a person they might be, that's a drainage right there. Like, you're going to be draining all of your energy because you just maybe had this love at first sight, or persuading of love at first sight, right? Because a lot of people also feel like they did fall in love at first sight, and it was something else that was influencing. And that's where I was getting to with the whole energy thing, with how to know when something is pushed, maybe because there's negativity involved. And in this case, you just have to be smart. But going back to it. ¿Cómo estamos? Oh, wow, watched you many times on YouTube. Hi, welcome. How are you? Hola, hermoso. Hola, hola. ¿Cómo están? Gracias, Dago. Bienvenidos. I think that the negative energy is not there during the sexual interlude because we are more than the throes of lust. During the sexual interlude, after the act has been completed, what's interlude? Sorry. My Spanish is better than my English. Then the thoughts and feelings of what just happened start to flow into the person's mind. So at that time is when we throw out that net. Was it positive or negative? Okay, I know. I didn't answer. So now I'm going to tell you how to know if somebody's coming at you with negative intentions, I guess you could say, or negative energy. If it's, let's go directly to the act, right? Because I know that there's still people, no matter how old you are, there's still these acts of promiscuity, in the sense that you just want to be free sometimes, and there's this, really nice person that you met, and you just want to feel like that teenager again, maybe, and have those moments, and then, everything else happens where you leave home with a lot of negative baggage. So how do you know if you're about to choose somebody to have an intimacy? How do you know if this person is connected to positivity or connected to negativity? Well, in the case both of women and men, if there's any kind of influences involved, meaning drugs or alcohol, which basically makes you, not a little mentally impaired and also very vulnerable, you are going to be attracting negativity. So it's a huge no-no to have sex with somebody when they're under the influence. Please keep that in mind, because even if there is a great chemistry, and even if maybe this might be the person of your life that you might end up marrying, it is not the right moment to have that click. It is not the right moment to have that unity, because it's more than likely going to be thrown towards lust and negativity. Even though it might feel amazing, you might be super happy in the end, and maybe it's the person that you end up marrying, but if you were to choose and be smart about it, you're going to remember me and say, nope, Jenny said, got to be sane in mind. Because most substances, because they make you vulnerable, you're opening up, so it's basically you have no control over the energy that's coming into you. And something that is a must is, if you're a girl or guy or woman, if the person that is trying to convince you to have sex with them is very insisting is very bad. So if somebody's insisting that they need to sleep with you, more than likely you should run out that door. Okay, because that means that there's only one thing in that person's mind, and it's not your best interest, it's theirs. So if you're, however old you are, make sure you keep that in mind. Women specifically, because I think men, you could speak for yourself and really not even get close to somebody, but women are a little bit more vulnerable, so they fall for somebody that maybe is good looking and just treats them right, but then when it gets to intimacy, they're pushy, right? So the pushy person is always somebody that is connected to negativity, unfortunately. In fact, if it was something pure and positive and they had your best interest in mind, they wouldn't even mention having sex, and they would just allow it to happen whenever it happens in a very natural way, okay? The other one is animalistic factors. So if the person is very desperate for sex, meaning like they're super horny, I'm talking about if you go to a party and you're drinking, right? You already know, we learned about the drinking and drugs, but you're going to a party and you meet somebody and they're just really, really horny and into having sex. This is a huge no-no. This is probably the hugest no-no of all, because being a woman or a man, and it's exactly the same thing, that means that the person is basically just being it's being run by entities or the energies that are around or that are within them. So when you asked, does negativity transfer? Is this something that's contagious? 1,000%. And it's what affects every single living human in the planet. So most of the time, people that don't relate sex to energy, they don't think about this because they say, oh, it was a fun night, we were all drunk, we were all this, it was haha. But this is exactly the moment where something dark literally went inside of you. And then you're not going to notice until maybe a couple years later when you start finding a shaman, or when you try to find a therapy from someone because you feel like you're not yourself anymore. And you're never going to relate it to that one night stand or that couple that you had that just loved, party, sex, rock and roll all the time, because you said, but that was, there wasn't a bad person. It was fun times. We had fun. So it's normal for people to not even relate one-on-one together because it's such different conversations that we usually have. So positivity, guys, is not persuaded by pushing anybody or persuading, for that said. So anybody that's sweet talking to you so that they can get you to bed, that is connected to negativity. Positivity is something that just, when the person is positive, they will give you all the time in the world. They won't mention it. They won't pressure you. It'll just happen when it happens. And when it's happening, when it's finally there, it's going to be special. It's going to be loving. It's going to be soft. It's going to be caring. Doesn't mean you can't have crazy wild sex later, but we're talking about like, for the first time, when you really want to know if the person has your interests and best, these are things that you need to keep in mind. When it comes to women, there's more sexology, medical things that I'm going to share with you, but let me go in Spanish. Muy bien. Hello. We are talking about transfers of energy from humans, especially sexual energy. Understanding your partner is the key. Trust is massive. Sex becomes easy after that. Dice, entendiendo a tu pareja es lo más esencial. Siempre el sexo después es mucho más confiable después de eso. Bueno, fíjense, me voy a quedar re corta con el tema hoy, pero lo podemos continuar mañana. Pero les estaba contando en inglés. ¿Cómo sabemos si estamos a punto de absorber un montón de negatividad de la persona que está al frente nuestro? Cosas que tienen que tener muy en cuenta. Nunca, 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 nunca tengan sexo con alguien que está influenciado ni por alcohol ni por drogas. No estoy hablando de que una cerveza. By the way, I'm not talking about like you just had a beer. I'm talking about like you've had a couple, okay? Yeah, you can socially have a glass of wine and it's okay. ¿Por qué? Porque en el momento de que tú ya no tienes control al 100% de tu cuerpo, no tienes control de tu energía, entonces vas a llegar a un punto donde tu canal va a estar tan abierto que directamente cualquier cosa se puede meter, y normalmente cuando no hay un conocimiento entre una persona y la otra, lo que sucede es de que se conectan a la negatividad, porque el alcohol está linkeado, ya sé que no es una palabra, pero está enlazado con la lujuria, está enlazado con la negatividad, con la promiscuidad, también las drogas. Pero no es que la persona sea mala, la persona puede ser una excelente persona, pero tenés que tener en cuenta de tomar una buena decisión, que si justamente es una persona que te cayó muy bien, no la arruines por aceptar o influir en tener una relación íntima porque se están dejando llevar por la calentura del momento, porque justamente están arruinando algo que quizás después puede ser muy bonito. Entonces, nunca, nunca en tu primera relación, nunca, nunca en la persona con la cual quieres tener una relación, permitas que la primera vez sea bajo una influencia, para realmente saber si la persona tiene buenos sentimientos o buenas intenciones hacia ti. Otra cosa es, si hay un hombre o una mujer, esto va para ambos, que está insistiendo que tengan relaciones, si es su segunda cita, su tercera cita, su whatever, cualquier cita, pero es como que se calientan tanto, tanto, tanto que dicen, no, es que no importa, ya. No acepten, porque esa persona normalmente también están linkeadas con la negatividad, están canalizando negatividad. ¿Por qué? Porque nunca va a existir una insistencia de... yo siempre les digo que las energías, la negativa es invasiva, la positiva es pasiva. Entonces, cuando hay positividad, no existe el insistir. No, pero es que ya hemos estado juntos por tanto tiempo, ya es tiempo. No, si la persona realmente te quiere, y estamos hablando hombre y mujer, pues va a suceder en el momento que tú estés preparado y es más, ni siquiera se va a planear, va a ser algo que va a ser muy bonito, va a suceder a su debido tiempo, pero va a pasar con consentimiento de ambas personas y simplemente va a ser muy suave, muy bonito, muy amoroso, muy lento. Todo lo demás es algo que son influencias de energías que están haciendo que quizás, si esa puede ser una buena relación al final, te la rompe. Porque las energías están siempre esperando a ver cómo te cagan la vida, para ser honestos. Tengo muchos más datos para darle, específicamente mujeres, cómo saben si el hombre está canalizando negatividad, ya que la antena del hombre es el miembro. Temas que hay que tener en cuenta y sin juzgar, ¿no? Porque por supuesto siempre hay que tener una segunda opinión, pero yo les doy los tips y ustedes hacen con ellos lo que quieran. All right, guys, I'm out of time. We're going to continue tomorrow because there's still information and tricks and tips that I'm going to share with you. We're going to continue tomorrow with the physical aspect of things that you should keep in mind when somebody's channeling negativity. What happens to their privates? How do these appear? How do they show? How does the person talk even? There is voice for negativity that you will never even think and might think it's so pleasurable, but it's just negativity whispering in your ear. So we'll continue tomorrow. Hope you learned something. And yeah, spread positive energy, guys. We'll continue now with a positive energy seminar for our members in MiamiTV.com. Have an amazing evening. And I'm sorry I didn't read so much, but yeah, just wanted to share some info today. Nos vemos en la próxima. No se olviden de suscribirse en MiamiTV.com. Continuamos con un seminario de energía positiva en esa página. Un besito. Buenas noches. Mañana nos vemos.